it's a little upsetting that a lot of people don't like A Merry Friggin Christmas, mainly because it's one of Robin Williams' last films, and we obviously all wanted him to go out on a high. And regardless of whether or not he went out on a high, he's still always going to be this sensational, groundbreaking, innovative, incredible, unreal comedian and actor. But honestly, I enjoyed this, but I will also put my hands up and say I might be biased. I have seen every single film that he has ever done, and I love him. He is one of my favourite people in the world and always will be. I was devastated at his passing, particularly the circumstances. So for me, going into this, I knew that there would be an aspect of it that just through the entire film, I would be going, this is one of his last films, this is horrible. But actually, I think even taking myself away from that bias, I can see the benefits of the film, but at the same time, I can also see that it isn't the best film ever created. But personally, I think it deserves more credit than what it's getting. So obviously this was released in 2014, and it's directed by Tristram Shapeero and written by Phil Johnston, and it's got a pretty great cast. So it's 5.1 out of 10 on IMDb, and the description from IMDb is as follows. Boyd Mitchler and his family must spend Christmas with his estranged family of misfits. Upon realising that he left all of his son's gifts at home, he hits the road with his dad in an attempt to make the 8-hour trip before sunrise. So Boyd is played by Joel McHale, and he obviously has this awkward relationship with his family, including his father, Virgil, who is played by Robin Williams, and it's kind of just a Christmas road trip film where Boyd and Virgil go on the road together to get these presents in time for Christmas. Obviously, that road trip is not without its physical problems, car issues, things like that. And also they're against the clock, so any severe weather is going to slow them down, and it takes a pretty predictable course. But the deeper aspect is this father and son having this bonding experience where they haven't always seen eye to eye. They will continue to not always see eye to eye on this road trip, but it's opening up the past, opening up old wounds, and just the two of them starting a dialogue. And it makes you think, if there are people in your life with whom you aren't that close, but you should be, or you feel you should be, maybe do something about it before it's too late. And I feel like, obviously, it wasn't planned with the film being about this with Robin Williams, but I feel like the fact that he's in this makes it all the more poignant. So the narrative itself, nothing unique. I'm not the biggest fan of road trip stories, although I guess it's not really a road trip as such, because they're not going on a road trip, they're just in a car. But I overlooked that, and I actually did enjoy a lot of the aspects. It's very Christmassy. As far as a Christmas film goes, it does ooze Christmas, which is always something I want for, and it sounds like I'm stating the obvious, but there are a lot of so-called Christmas films where there's not a single bit of tinsel. But that's not the case with A Merry Friggin Christmas. The cast makes it even better. Joel McHale plays Boyd, as I said, and Robin is Virgil. Clark Duke is in this, who plays Nelson, and he is just, I won't say he's an underrated actor, because he is fabulous and very well known and very successful, but I feel like more people need to talk about him, to me, mostly, because he's incredible and just everything he does just is hilarious. And this is no different. Lauren Graham's in it, Candice, Bergen, quite a few other names. There wasn't anybody in it who I thought was miscast. There wasn't a performance that I thought was weak. It's hard to give a groundbreaking performance with this kind of narrative, but I think McHale and Robin Williams really did a brilliant job with being emotive, but comedic at the same time, because it is a funny film. It's not a drama. It is a Christmas comedy for the most part. And I think the relationship between the two actors on screen works really well. It comes across beautifully. And honestly, the pairing is brilliant. And I'm just sorry that it's one of Williams' last films. Personally, I thought it was very good. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that it's his finest film he's ever done. Of course it's not. But it's a very emotional film. Quite a poignant film. For some people, probably a pivotal film. And it's heartbreaking to watch now. I don't know if my opinions would differ were he still alive. It's very possible that they would. But A Merry Friggin Christmas is lovely. Not as disappointing to me as what some people say, and I would still say it's worth watching.